Welcome to an alphabet of fairy and the letter V. In this snippet of folklore we will take a look at the Vily, the Vodyanoy and the Vattaren. The Vily are found in Serbia and Croatia, Bulgaria, Slovenia, Czechoslovakia, Russia, and they are creatures very similar to nature nymphs. They were accepted as woodland spirits, and there are many place names in the areas where they could be found that have a root in the word Vila and Vily. They appear in many folk tales, sometimes malicious killers of humans and destroyers of crops. And yet, as the dual nature of fairy goes, sometimes they will help questing heroes by aiding them with magical gifts. It is believed there are 3 types of Vily, ones that live in forests, landscape beings. Then there are the water Vily, and also cloud and air Vily. These are shapeshifters, land Vily appearing as swans, falcons, wolves or horses. Air Vily transform into whirlwinds travelling through the night skies, accompanied by the frightening cacophony of pipes and drums. To encounter them is dangerous, the witness becoming stiffened and then diseased and finally passing away within a couple of years. As creatures of nature, they love to live wildly, riding horses and stags, hunting and dancing in circles, sometimes with handsome young men who have become their lovers and their victims, and they also love a good fight. Yet they are also healers and tricksters who like to confuse humans with their arrow shot. In Serbian poetry, the heroes of quests always have a sister-like familiar. Girls can also have these familiars, begging them for blessings of beauty or protection for their loved ones far away. To insult a Vily will bring a terrible revenge, likewise to anyone who has the cheek to approach their dancing circle uninvited. Villagers would leave flowers, food and drink at caves and hollows where these creatures were said to live, to ask for blessings and safety. In Slovenian folklore, there are fairy women who are found in the forests and mountains near beautiful bodies of water, and these fairy women help in childbirth and also aid heroes on their quests. In the ballet Giselle, created by Adolphe Adam, premiered in Paris in 1841, we find the Vily portrayed as the ghosts of young girls who had been betrayed and passed before they could marry, dancing in the forests under the moon and punishing faithless young lovers by leading them to a dance to the death. As dawn breaks, the Vily disappear. It is these Vily that take away the breath of the wicked Hilarion and almost the heroic Albrecht also, until he is saved by the ghost of Giselle. In most areas where Vily can be found, their origin is one of young women and girls who have passed away before womanhood, marriage or baptism. Some countries believe they are the spirits of girls not allowed into heaven. All countries, though, leave gifts for the Vily, food, drink and pretty offerings. Sometimes even colourful ribbons are tied into tree branches, similar to a clouty tree. Vodyanoy are found in Slavic folklore. They are water spirits found in Ukraine, Russia and Czechoslovakia. They are often nicknamed grandfather. These are male creatures, of course, naked old men to look at, almost frog-like faces, green beard and facial hair, long lank hair, and bodies covered in dirt and stinking of algae. His hands are webbed and resemble paws rather than the hands with fingers. His skin is scaled and very often black in colour. He has a fishtail and eyes that glow deep ominous red. He travels along the rivers on fallen logs, splashing as he goes along his way, and hunting for people he can drag beneath the water. Angry Vodyanoy destroyed dams and watermills, and once, long ago, water wheels, hunting for animals and human prey. Local villagers who kept bees, millers and fishermen would leave offerings and sacrifices. Folk belief is that the leader of Vodyanoy is Vodyanik, looking like an old man carrying a club, rising to sit on black clouds and creating the rivers and the lakes. Some countries tell that these creatures wear ragged clothing, shabby but almost vintage looking, and yet their coattails are always soaking wet, and so are their bushy and tangled beards. In character they can be good or bad, the same as we humans. Some try to take human lives, keeping them as slaves or storing their souls in a sort of teapot thing. Lifting the lid will release the trapped human soul. Fish are the servants of the Vodyanoy, and they are known for playing cards, smoking clay pipes, and basically just hanging around and loitering. Human fishermen would try to attract the blessings of Vodyanoy by sprinkling a little tobacco in the water before setting out to fish. In Germany and Switzerland we find a fairy creature called the Vattaren, also known as wraiths. These are earth spirits, looking like little elves, very small and dressed in brown fur coats. They have rounded bodies with overly long arms and legs, somewhat out of proportion for their bodies. By character they are mischievous and often quite cruel. When living inside human homes, they are boggart or poltergeist-like, annoying and potentially dangerous. However, like the brownie and the house elf, if left gifts or food, they will carry out household tasks quite happily and leave you alone. Thank you, subscribers and supporters, for all your kind words, views, likes and follows. Some people have asked me how they can support the channel. Well, there are a few ways now. You can look at our merchandise shops where we have all sorts of great things with mine and Marc's art. And now you can even buy me a coffee on Ko-fi, where you can also join as a member of my page and get great principles of Marc's art and folklore things every month as a thank you from us both. I have put all of the links in the description of this episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Alphabet of Fairies. I did. See you on the next one. In the meantime, dear friends, take care, brightest of blessings, and remember, don't play with the fairy folk, or you may end up in one of my folk tales yourself.